and be glad in it. My name is Ndanu, and I'm so happy today to come and share with you some nuggets about vision. I've been learning about vision, and I'm happy to share with you insights, knowledge, because we all learn from each other. Okay, welcome. So today I'm going to be talking about the principles of vision. Principles of vision. Okay, the number one principle I want to share is that be directed by a clear vision. It is important for you to be directed by a clear vision. It is important for you to clearly know what your vision is. Make sure it is absolutely clear to you and it is the guiding vision for your life. Clarity, be directed by clear. You need to know exactly what you want to achieve, exactly what you want to do. The vision needs to be very clear, okay? And if it is not clear, if it is not clear, you have nothing to aim at. If your vision is not clear, you have nothing to aim at, and ultimately nothing to achieve. Okay? So when your vision is clear, you will know exactly what to target, you will know what to do, you will know what goals to take. Okay? Your vision has to be very clear, and so that you can achieve the goals, so that you can achieve that vision. Okay, something about vision. Principles of vision. Passionate. You need to be very passionate about your vision. You cannot be successful until you are angry at not doing what you know you should be doing. Okay, passion is the ability to stay steady under pressure. How passionate are you about something? How passionate are you about achieving something? When you're passionate about something, you will stay. Even under pressure, you will stand. Okay? Passion is required for fulfillment of vision, because your vision will always be tested by tribulation. If you have a vision, if you have should I say even a calling, if you have a calling, if you have this something that you want to achieve, it will always be tested. It will always be tested, okay, in the due course of time. But how passionate are you even under tribulation? It takes a passionate person to continue through tribulation. Yeah, even under tribulation, when you have a vision, you will continue. And just another point to say about a principle of vision: use persistence to achieve vision. Every true vision will be tested for authentic. How authentic is your vision? Every true vision will be tested for how authentic it is. When you decide to do something, everything will try to get on your way. Be prepared for challenges, for they are coming. It is not a matter of God bringing vision to pass. It is a matter of you going on in the midst of tribulation. So in other words, you need to be persistent when you have a vision from God. You also need to be passionate about it. How bad do you want? Read books about your vision. You know, have a zeal. Wake up. Hey, wake up wanting to achieve that vision. You know, wake up focusing on it. Wake up visualizing on it. Be passionate. Be persistent. You know, that is how the Bible, it's not the Bible, but there's a verse that talks about persistence in the Bible. But generally there's a term that says persistence breaks resistance. Persistence breaks resistance. So how much do you want that thing? How much do you desire that vision? Okay, being passionate and being persistent on the God-given vision that God has given you is another principle of vision. All right. Okay, recognize people's influence in your vision. When God gives you a vision, the people are going to influence you. There are people positioned by God to influence you in your vision. So when you have a vision, you'll attract two kinds of people. People who are called destiny helpers, called to support you, called to enable you, called you to cheer you on. But you'll also attract destiny killers. So you need to differentiate. You'll have two kind of influencers. When you begin to act on your vision, you stir up those who want to help and those who want to hinder you. Okay? And I keep on referring to the book of Nehemiah, because Nehemiah prayed when the walls were broken in Jerusalem. He prayed and God gave him a vision, and God gave him favor before the king. And yes, so he attracted people collaborating. Within 50 days, the wall was built. 50 or 52 days, 50 or 52 days, the wall was built. But so he attracted people who collaborated with the vision, but he also attracted people who tried to hinder and stop that vision. And remember, this was a God-given vision. And so, in other words, when God gives you a vision, you will attract both destiny helpers, but you will also attract destiny killers. Two kinds of people will try to influence you. People sent by God and others who want to hinder you. But when you don't have a vision or don't act on your vision, your helper will not know where to find you. Wow. So you might have a vision, and if you don't act on it, and if you don't do anything, how will your vision, how will your destiny helpers be able to recognize you? Okay? Okay, another vision, something that is important is that you need to communicate. Another principle, communicate your vision. Communicate, don't be silent. If you are leading a team, if you are leading people, how will people be able to know your vision if you're not communicating your vision? So how do you communicate your vision? You can use visual aids, okay? Visual aids, like what I'm doing right now. I'm using a video. You can use storytelling. Communicate your vision, what you achieve, or how you're gonna achieve. Communicate the values. Communicate your vision. All right? Communicate your vision so that people can understand your vision, and the right people can come and support that vision. Yeah? There's somebody who how will people find out about you if you don't communicate? How will people know about you? I keep on saying, if there's anything the Lord Jesus has taught me this year, is the power of not being silent. Yeah? Don't muzzle. Don't let the enemy muzzle your mouth. Don't let the enemy shut your mouth. That's something I have learned, especially in the area of prayer. Don't be silent. But besides that, just generally, you need to communicate. I know I'm talking to, this video is going to go to all kinds of leaders. You could be a leader in the family. You could be a leader in the church. You could be a leader in the corporate, in the marketplace. You could be a political leader. Whatever leader, we are all leaders in one way or another. We are all influencing one another. You can be a leader at the front. You could be a leader at the back. You as a human being, you're an influencing as well somebody. And so therefore you are a leader. And so we all need this knowledge to know, how do we achieve our goals? What are the principles of vision? And so, like I say, communicate. Then something else, and this is the last point I want to share, then I'll come next week to share on the other principles of vision. Align your team with the vision. Align your team with the vision. You need to communicate to your team. You need to trust your team. You need to foster collaboration with your team. Okay? You need to trust your team. Trust your team and collaboration, and communicate your team. Bring your team on board. Communicate your team, etc., etc. So, I hope you've learned something. Number one, your vision needs to be clear. Clarity. I'm just summarizing. Clarity of vision, persistence and passionate. How passionate are you How passionate? Passionate will keep you steady even when there are trials. Passionate will keep you standing. How passionate are you about your vision? Okay? Persistence. Do that thing you've been doing. Somebody will see you. Somebody will believe in you. Do it again. You don't just do it one time and give up. You don't just, whatever passionate thing you are, you don't just do something and just give up. Okay? You do it again. Even when you fail, the Bible says a righteous man falls times, but he rises up again. And this, I'm talking about vision. Maybe you had a vision and you failed. Rise up again and do it again. Okay? Rise up and do it again. You had a vision, you had a plan. Maybe you wanted to achieve a goal. You went halfway, you stopped. Trials came. Persistent. Rise up and do it again. Rise up, persistent, passionate. How passionate are you about it? How passionate are you about it? Okay. Communicate to the relevant people. To the relevant people, there's somebody who will believe in you. There's somebody who will run with the vision. There's somebody who will support you. How are you going to attract supporters if they don't even know? Okay? Know the people who need to influence you. You recognize the influence of people. I love the book of Esther. I love that book. I've always loved it because it shows me this girl who had a vision to rescue her people. God had given her vision to rescue her people from the parts of from death. And there was Mordecai who was influencing her in the right way, who was even praying for her and interceding for her. On the other hand, there was Haman who was against her, who wanted to kill her people. So you need to know discernment. You need to discern who is for me and who is against me. Not everybody is for you, but then not everybody is against you. Can you discern your vision? Can you discern your God-given helpers? Can you discern? Can you pray even for them? Can you even pray for your destiny helpers to locate you? Okay? You need to recognize the power of influence. It takes one person. It takes the correct people for you to influence. Like the other time I said vision, people fail to achieve vision because of lack of support. Also, very toxic environment. Okay? So really, it really matters. They say birds of a same feather fly together. So if you want to soar high, recognize the power. You need the right people. You need the right people. You need to soar with eagles. And lastly, align with your team. You need a team. If you have a God-given vision, you want to start a business, you want to expand. May you align it with your team. May God bring the right people. May God align you with the right people. And may you communicate to them. Share your dream, share your vision. Okay? Trust them, collaborate, because you cannot achieve vision alone. Yeah, okay, there's some things you can achieve alone, but there's some vision which are so grand, and you need people to help you achieve that vision. I'm just reminded of Moses. When Moses was fighting the Amalekites, he needed Joshua and to support. He needed people to support him. And as they were supporting him, he needed people to support him as he was praying. And as they were, it's Aaron. Aaron and her to support him. And as he was supporting them, Joshua was winning battles. Okay? So you need to communicate your vision. You need to align. You need people. Communicate to your team. Communicate to them. So, thank you so much for listening to me. Have a lovely day and keep watching this broadcast. Keep listening.